Today we're doing a fun, lovely cast. As you can see above us, I actually realized that stuff is way too big. But yeah, we're going to do a cast for 6 Leopard versus SPQR. That's right. It is going to be a great game over here in this division, where both these teams are doing great, by the way. Like, well, they're doing their best. Like, SPQR is doing fantastic at the top of the division. 6 Leopard's a little bit behind, but again, each of these matches is important. Like, each of the points count. So we're going to see how this goes. We've invited Clive for Swords and Sabers, but 6 Leopard Mall Cops, apparently, versus Andalard. So we're going to see how that goes. Looks like we already have a DC starting off nice and hot, looks like. Okay, incoming there. We already have, okay, I don't know what's happening, so we're just gonna roll with the punches and try to get started. But hello, greetings, salutations, my name is Yuntow. If you didn't already know, this is a tournament match for Term of the Stars. It is a 5v5 clan mechs only tournament match, but it starts off with a 1v1 trial mechs, then a 2v2. This today will be with Boreal Reach with heavy, or excuse me, yeah, medium and heavy, and then we're gonna do an assault and medium for test map A again. So should be good, should be fine. We're waiting to see what happens though. It looks like we already have a little bit of a hiccup with our pilot not here, which is interesting. Just gonna put a little bit of tunes, but don't worry, I will turn it off when we actually get into a real match. So don't stress, don't worry. Live DC'd. All right, let's do I invite him back? All right, well, good to start. All right, Andy. Did you scare your opponent away? I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna find out, that's for sure. Shame on you. Mental warfare is cheating. All right, we're gonna wait and see. Technically their match started a minute ago, so hopefully they will get their stuff figured out. We can get back to the match, hopefully. Trying to figure out trying to figure out what's going on. All right, well, here we are. What is this? Hey, Roifu, your 1v1 is disco, I think. All right. Just putting it somewhere so there's some information that is going on, so we can actually get into this and then, you know, get a fight going on. I think we all want to play games and have good times. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and thank you for supporting these teams as we try to play around and competitive and have good times with it. The tournament starts as a fun format because it is 5v5 format. It does lead to a lot of brawling, it does lead to a lot of DACA playthroughs, but it's generally good times always. So hopefully we get some of that now. Hopefully. I'm trying to reach out to their teams and see if we can figure it out. But yeah, so I usually do a lot of casting myself, but I have not been able to do a lot of casting for our teams, just because work, life, and all that in between. Let me message another guy. Worried about y'all having a false start. Any word? So I can at least pass it on to Andy Lard. God dang it. Man, comp, it's in Mechwarrior Online. It's tough sometimes. I mean, it shows that he's on the lobby, right? Let me reload. Do I kick him? and then try to bring him back? All right, maybe try that. Let's see if that works. Okay, well, he's not here anymore, so that's not good. I mean, I'll be ready for you, Clive. You come on back now. You hear? Oh, man. You got it. Also, team 1 for the 1v1s and 2v2s. Alright, let me see what he wants to do. So, what do you want to do? Give them some more time. Still waiting for a response from anyone. Let me see. Okay. All right. I will relay it. SPQR has agreed to allow more time. Chad and Dillard. All right, well, here we are, just waiting for things to happen. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, everybody. Thanks for supporting me, and thanks for supporting these teams. Always, it's not really about me. I mean, I enjoy casting. I will get excited. Don't you worry. I'll try to keep my camera work in clutch. I'll try to go over the mech builds, try to go over what they're doing, try to know some good-looking mechs as well, and talk about the strats we're going to have before us. But we're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, it's all about these teams. Like I said, SPQR. Doing fantastic. I'm actually going to pull up their division right now. So we can kind of go over some of the details about these teams. You know, get a little in-depth while we wait, because we got the time, apparently. All right. Here we go. All right, let's take a look at these guys. Oh, I mean, wouldn't be messy if it wasn't messy right now. All right, so, 6 Leopard Mall Cops is the full name. They are currently last in the division. They had some tough games against European Redcoats in week 1. Week 2, they did play against Oxidation Initiation. They got points. They managed to get some value, but they did have a hard time catching back up. Round 3, which is this past week, they ended up playing against the other Swords and Saber team. But again, tough game indeed. Now they're playing at SPQR. Now, SPQR, however, has done phenomenally. They did really well in their first week, 70 points to 8. Week 2, they managed to go 57 to 23, close game, or a good game, I should say. Round 3, they managed to get 68 points against 9 points. And then this is the round 4 match. This is a 5-week tournament, so it's got a lot of fun times involved. Oh, we got messages. Yeah, sorry, crashed. Okay, I think Clive might be back. Clive is back. Invite sent. Hold on to your butts. Maybe we got this going now. Man, root on for your teams. People, MechWarriors, you know what I'm saying. Again, this is a 1v1 trial mech only, so it is going to be SRMs, as what's on these kit boxes. Should be a little spicy. Welcome back. Lock up when ready, teams. All right, let's try to get this going. Means I'm probably going to turn off the music now. Locked for the 1v1. Heck yeah. Locked as well. Launching. All right, everybody, here we go. Turning off all this stuff because we care about seeing the mechs explode, not necessarily about my beautiful face. And yeah, root on your teams, guys. Come on. All right, so test A map. If you haven't seen it before, it's lovely. So yeah, it's got big old blocky textures, water and grass. Ooh, and there is a little bit of hills. Now, both these mechs, we'll go ahead and show you some of the builds. It is the kit boxes. They do have 4 SRM6 Artemises, so those will smack and they will really hurt. And they do come with jump jets as well. So both these teams running the exact same mech as part of the rules for the tournament 1v1. And let's see what they do. get a bird's eye view for them momentarily, just until we get into the action. We're going to try our best to focus on what quantity damage is happening. I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of leg focus. Now, these SRM-6 Artemises, they hurt a lot. It's very possible to kind of just get your legs eaten in one salvo if you're not careful. So, let's see what these guys do. Anilard going for at least a little bit of right flank, trying to get some verticality so they can get some info. Clive, I do not think has spotted. Also checking the right side flank. So far, Anilard is using those jump jets. Clive, I think, may have spotted him with that. At least would have gotten a blip. Clive being like, hey, I'm over here. Come look at me. All right, looks like Anilard did notice him as well. Now let's see what they do with this. No one going for the high ground of the building. We're getting close now. They're going for a 250, 300 meter range with the SRM-6s. Let's see those first shots. Anilard taking the first shot, but missing. Clive actually getting a limited taste on side of Anilard, but Anilard does return in kind, dropping down to 93%. Jump jet use coming out. Anilard does survive against the sub. They are hugging and kissing each other. Ooh, baby. Both at 89%. Very close already. Looks like the damage is a little scattered. We do see smoke coming off of Anilard. Now, those SRMs are on the arms. Left arm is already weak. If they can't take off their arm, that is half the weapons. Boom, there we go. Anilard dropping down to 2. However, Clive is still a little bit low according to this fight. Oh, but there goes the leg. Anilard dropping down to 2 SRM-6s. It's going to matter for it. They are trying to protect their left leg if they can, and they're doing an okay job of it. Putting out the shot still. That turning rate is going to be a little bit tough. Anilard dropping to 57%. That left leg is now open from Anilard. Jump jet still being utilized. Ooh, a little bit of a whiff. Ooh, a little bit of an overheat coming out. Side torso is ripped. Can Anilard get this hit? Damage coming out again. Left arm, right arm, both weak. Clive also overheating again. Try to get it for the kills. There goes one arm. So now they're both down to just 2 SR6 Artemises. This fight going so epic. Another arm going off. So this now is a stick mech. So Clive, having the advantage initially, is now stripped of weapons, is going for the like a little hit collision of the leg damage. Let's see, it could happen. I mean, it's not great, but it could happen. Also comes out to ammo. Side torso being ripped by Clive. Clive dropping down to 18%. Still trying to ram that leg, but Anilard turning it around in that fight. Clive was able to strip an arm and actually get the leg on Anilard, but Anilard was able to survive by taking up both arms. It was a very close game and a good fight from both teams, and this is the kind of stuff we're looking for, team. All right, I'm going to publish stats because everyone forgets the 1v1 publish stats. There you go. There's the code. Don't worry, it's on the stream if you do forget it. Anilard going 254 damage. Clive going to 77 damage. Pretty efficient damage coming from Clive, so not too worried about those damages. It was a good fight, good scrap indeed. All right, so there we go. That match is done. Let's go ahead and bring all this back. Zane, if you're kind enough and still willing to be a wonderful mod, if you could put in predictions for me whenever you feel like, well, actually, you probably won't be able to. That's right. You're not going to be able to see that. All right. I'm going to let them know. Please invite your 2v2s before leaving. And we're going to move on to the next map, which would be Boreal Reach. That way I don't have to worry about inviting people. They can invite their own peeps, you know? There we go. Good job, Anilard. And we're ready. We're off to the races again. I clicked the button. I already had people asking, did you click the button? Thanks. All right. And welcome next contestants. Hope you are ready to rumble. Oh man, should be good. Should be fun. All right, call locked when ready, and good luck. Here we go. So, you know, Swords of Sabers showing that the thing about the tournament, and like, even though we did just talk about how Swords, or I shouldn't keep saying Swords of Sabers, 6 Leopard Molotovs, even though they have lost a lot of their beginning matches, you really shouldn't focus on that as being like the deciding factor. Like, SPR is doing really well, right? There's a lot of elements to consider. One, ideally, teams are getting better as they progress through the Tournament of the Stars. Like, that is how it should work. Even though you're losing matches, that's a lot of information and a lot of idea to gain from it. Oh. Good call. Fixed. And so yeah, I'm not going to count out 6 Leopard. I feel like they could pull it off. Technically, it's not a well, I guess it does count, or maybe we should rephrase this to kills. We'll just keep it to drops. It makes it easier for everybody. All right. Launching, and here we go. All right, let's get rid of my face and let's get into the action. Thank you, Thorax. I see you, buddy. Thanks for keeping us informed. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those beyond the binary, Boreal Reach. Good old 2v2 map, and let's see what these teams are going to bring for us. So coming in from SPQR, we get a Stormcrow, probably looking at a 12 pulse laser. Oh my goodness, and an Incubus. Trying to catch that Incubus as it goes on up. Looking at 2 small poles, 3 SRM6 Artemis, and 3 heavy machine guns. Let's see if we do something a little different. We got an Arctic Wolf going for lower times, but pretty killy. Greater Authority bringing the 4 SRM2, 4 SRM6 Artemis, or Arctic Wolf. Kit Fox coming in as well. Kit Fox bringing, 2 Streak SRM6 and 2 SRM6 Artemis. I like it. I like it a lot. So what would be the Incubus Saber and Alpheus Cursor in the Stormco Lacerator. So we got a little bit of pinpoint with a little bit of the SRMs and more pinpoint coming from a lot of SRM with Streak Splat. Now, interesting enough, it looks like they're passing by each other. Like, looks like they literally just did a whole circle up, but they do get spotted. Looks like Wubby and Alfarius are moving in. I do not know if they've been spotted. Now remember, our clan mechs, once they get locked on, they do get lights going off. And there we go, first shot's coming out. Wubby going down to the 94%. Looks like they're trying to scoop it up. A great Authority getting hella focus on the Stormcrow. Will they be able to scoop it up? That's a lot of damage on the Incubus. If they can keep turning it around, they might be able to pick up the Incubus before the Arctic Wolf goes down. There goes the leg on it already. Trying to get some rear shots, maybe. Wow, there goes Great Authority, but doing a pretty good job. Now, remember, every kill counts. It's 1 point for the first kill, 3 points for the second kill, and more kills as you go on with the 5v5s. Now, they do want to pick up this kill, even if they lose this match. Come on, Wubby, Split 9. You got this. There we go. Making sure they're not counting out this match just yet. Ooh, that last bit is a tough mech. He does get a little toasty, but let's see, that pinpoint's gonna be really strong, and both looks go down. Alfarius Cursor picking up the kill for SPQR, allowing them to actually win this drop as well. But good on 6 Leopard. Malkops, your name is such a mouthful. Actually getting enough of a point system so they can actually get something going into this next match. Very important to see, and I like the fight. It just looked like that Alfarius and Wubby were able to pick up the info gathering, and unfortunately it did not work out for the other team. And we go on to the next and final 2v2. I'm gonna change that up. A little bit of music. Come on. Let's get funky with it, maybe. Yeah. All right. Let's move to test A. All right. Please invite. Oh, already on it. Look at them. Look at them. Sweet. I love it. That's good stuff, though. It's a good match. All right. Another drop won by SPQR. And there we go. We're being joined by Hetmana. Sorry if I butcher your names horribly. Coming in with Hoopinator Brown Stain. Love it. And then for that 6 Leopard Malkops, and we're joined by Kook Chaos and Hammerfell coming for SPQR. Let's see if they can do it. Let's see if we can get some good scraps. Locked, and ready, and good luck. All right, this is already good. I love how these teams are already trying to bring in as much as you can. I like the interesting builds. We already saw some streaks with SRM, so on the Kitbox, being smart about trying to anticipate any kind of crazy light mech shenanigans. The Stormcrow Lacerator with 12 small pulse is a solid build, so definitely can't sleep on it. We'll notice right now 130 tons coming out of 6 Leopard Malkops, and so they're already dropping for lower tons. Remember, this is a medium and assault mech being brought into this match, so I'm curious to see what they bring and how they want to utilize it. Big test map A, you could use that verticality, maybe punch up or punch with it, punching down in some cases, especially the ground patterns that come out of SPQR, and that can be devastating. Now, we do see 155 tons, so I'm assuming it's going to be some big docket mechs. There we go. There's the locked, and we're going into the next match. Funky music. Hold up. We got some funky mech action coming in. All right, everybody. Let's get it. And goodbye, me. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see what we're bringing. So SPQR, bringing that Direwolf. Let me guess, AC5, 6 of them? 7 of them. You're disgusting. And a 4 AC5 Vapor Eagle. Wow. I feel like I'm seeing this drop everywhere. All right, lots of DACA. Love it, love it. We got a Shadowcat B. Ooh. Heavy, large, and 2 Aramino with 5 light machine gun. All right, all right. And a Marauder Scorch, but bringing a 2 Gauss, 2 ERH laser. I like that. Does that have jump jets? That would be so nice if it had jump jets. So going for a limit of giga range. I mean, the heavy larges are hitting at 600 meters, so that Shadowcat is not gonna be able to range, but it's gonna be a lot quicker than Vapor Eagle and the Direwolf. But the Vapor Eagle and Direwolf, once you get into that kill shot, get into that kill range, oh, it might be all over. So let's see what these teams do. Ooh, okay, so I don't know how much scouting is going on. It looks like some shots have already been given out, so Shadowcat, Poopinator, Brownstain should already be aware of them. Putting out a little bit of shots. They dropped down to 99%. Ooh, that hill, making it a little tough. That's the only thing that's tough about the Marauder 2C. The low mounts could be brutal in this fight. And it looks like these hills, which Thorax has confirmed, of the blue, is they're setting up high with the AC5s. Looks like no trace damage has gone back. Good Chaos just trying to be aware of where the Hammerfell and the Direwolf is at. Wisely, they're moving into a different position. Let's see how much damage has been taken out from the Marauder to see. Right torso a little weak. It goes out more shots now. Unfortunately, I don't know how much of that range is going to be just in the Direwolf's optimal. You never want to play into these AC5 optimal ranges because, as you can see, you just drop bit by bit. It's just a lot of tough, like DACA fire. It's just too much. Now, Poopinator's doing what they can, trying to provide a distracting force, but maybe it is not enough to pull this fight away. As now we see the side torso going off of this mech, so heavy large lasers are out. Looks like they're trying to use the poking of what they can, not willing to expose that CT. Smoke coming out, first consumable going out, which I love that for coming out of 6 Leopard Mall Cops. Those Mall Cops showing that they're really need to bring out some heavy ordnance to win this fight. However, that CT of that Gauss mech is so low, it's only take one more shot, and boom, there goes the shot. Now, Hammerfell is left torso is the weakest side of this. Vapor Eagle moving it. How fresh is that Vapor Eagle? Fairly fresh. Lots of UAVs coming out from both teams, so they all should be super aware of the positioning. Look, the Direwolf already looking up. The Shadowcat Poopinator does realize there's a UAV, so they should know that they've been scouted out by this. Light machine gun fire being like, all right, I'll take out this UAV. But the UAV standing strong in that. 2 UAVs coming out. Coop Chaos trying to see if they can get some good shots on him. Poopinator, though, lose that left arm. That is more of their armament gone. I'm not sure if Coop Chaos is going for that or is just trying to get any kind of fire upon the mech. Looks like Poopinator is dropping on it, assuming that the Direwolf is on the other side. I think that's a good call. Putting out their fire. Will they be able to scoop this up? I mean, it's still a lot of AC5s. Poopinator CT'd open. Coop Chaos standing at a healthy 85%. And boom goes the dynamite as we have another match down. And there we go. SPQR taking another match for the team. All right, publishing stats once again. Going to team stats as well. Look at that damage, 660 of that Direwolf is just disgusting. It's not a build you would ever bring in quick play, but for comp 1v1 or 2v2s, it's delicious. And good efforts by I keep wanting to say Leopard. 6 Leopard Mall Cops. 6 Leopard Mall Cops. Root for them, teams. We need them. We need their love. Need their appreciation. There we go. All right, now we're moving on to a 12-minute timer, and we're gonna be starting with our first map, which our first map is gonna be Crimson Strait. As soon as I find it, there it is. Good start. Love the gusto. Now let's get into the real matches. All right, wait for everybody to come in, and then I'll give them some good words. So again, now how this tournament works is that it's all about the kills. Like the matches give you like 5 points, so which is really worth it. But you want to get the kills because how it works is that the first kill is 1 point, second kill is 3 points, third kill is 5, sixth kill or fourth kill is going to be 7, and then the final kill is 9 points. So if you can 5-0 the team and then hopefully win as well, well then you score away yourself a healthy dose. Now the thing about these maps, oh, and I need to remember to change it because I almost forgot, is that it's Conquest. Now for Crimson Strait, they're playing off of Theta, which is the cap that is far right side of the map, looking at the map itself. Which is going to be interesting because it does force these teams to kind of move into a more effective position almost immediately. Now, Team 1 has a wonderful advantage to actually just move above and like kind of ignore what I lovely call the saddle, which is like the overarching region that is in the middle of the maps. That gets you from the left side of the map to the right side of the map. And now the cap points have changed. It can be very difficult for Team 2 to get there without getting scouted or getting info. So Team 1, I believe, it has a little more of an advantage on this because they can actually go different routes and not have to deal with a fight right off the bat, threatening Theta if they so desire. Now, this is a lower tonnage map, so it is 5v5 clan mechs only. There is a rule of 3, or rule of 4. You can't use more than 4 of a set mech. So, like, if you wanted to bring 4 Vipers in this first match, that's absolutely fine. You can't bring a 5th Viper in this match or any other match, though. Beyond that role, the tonnage has worked out. They're allowed to bring a maximum of 200 tons, which we do see is already being utilized by 6 Leopard mall cops, as they're already going to their 200 tonnage. So, let's see what they do. Most of the time with these kind of early drops, besides maybe being a cheeky, like, heavy mech coming into it, a lot of it is usually like Viper, Arctic Wolves. We've seen a lot of streak mechs getting utilized because, again, you're bringing low tonnage, you're going to expect low tonnage mechs. So we can definitely see that coming into this one. Mistlinks are always a common one for a lot of these 5v5 clan fights. What else? What else? We've seen a lot of Shadowcats make a lot of debuts, which is kind of cool because I feel like the Shadowcats did not ever get enough love, except for being that annoying guy in a quick play, which we all know who that is. I see you. We've also seen like some Jenner mechs can make some plays. We've seen a lot of Kit Foxes coming out, which is really cool as well. So yeah, honestly, there's a lot of things that we can play around with. And even with that rule of 4, like there's still a lot of mechs you could utilize later on, but the tonnage jumps 100 tons every time. So going to this next match, like we're gonna see 300 tons, 400 tons, 500 tons. So yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. All right, we see that we have. I don't know what this music is, but I'm not mad about it. All right, Team 1 is locked. They're taking an Alpha spawn with Bravo, which is mostly the Alpha's closest to their side of Theta. Bravo is like right next to it. The same thing goes for Team 2. So, I love it. I love it already. Thanks for the Zane. You're my hero. All right. Remember, this is a 5-minute delay. We'll make changes when I see them. All right, Team 2 is locked. We are good. Both at 200 tons. No one's cheating. And you're allowed to use as many hero mechs as you want. There is no rule for that. Sometimes that is a rule for tournaments. But let's disable the music. Let's get rid of all this little extra bits. Let's get into the match. Crimson Strait Conquest. And here we go. We're trying to go over the mech builds as quick as we can. Now, given their little light mechs, they're gonna move super, or their quick mechs are gonna move super fast. Here comes the drop ships. Crimson Strait, you beautiful beast, you. But like I said, the Theta cap is way over here. Like, it's pretty far. And how it should work out is roughly around the 6-minute mark. If one team has capped it that entire time, the enemy team has until roughly around the 6-minute mark to cap it back. If they don't, ooh, it could be a little scary. So let's see what we got coming out of 6 Leopard Mo Cops. So we have ST Hanover in the Arctic Wolf Prime. We have Great Authority in Arctic Wolf 1. We have Hedemana in the Hunchback 2CA. Split 9 in the Kitfox Purifier. And Arctic Wolf A coming out of Clave. Let's see what's roughly on these mechs. Seeing, ooh, 5 SRM6s, 2 small pulse. Hunchback 2C is running 2 medium pulse to 2 heavy large lasers. Arctic Wolf of 4 SRM2 and 4 SRM6s. Kitfox, 4 SRM6 Artemises. And lastly, oh wait, was that the last one? Or is that running the same build? No, I think Hanover is running 4 Streak SRM6s. I love it, I love it, I love it. Now, coming out of SPQR, we have Enelard in the Piranha. And the Piranha is running 3 Era Micro and 12 Micro Pulse. Little laser pinpoint. Viper coming into play. Viper is running the 10 heavy machine guns, 3 micro lasers. And I see some Stormcone Lacerators. Love the decal job out there. As beautiful. 12 small pulse coming in. Another one, 12 small pulse. And lastly, Nutaku with the 4 small pulse, 5 heavy machine guns. Hammerfell. Love the build as well. Now it looks like there is no scouting coming out from either teams. Both teams making a play for Theta. Now with the speed, I think the Artewolves and Kitfox Purify should be relatively quick. Now those Hunchback 2C, it looks like the Kitfox Prime in the back is lagging a little bit behind. The Piranha 2 out of everybody though is going to be the quickest mech as they try to make a play for Theta. And let's see what we got. So both these teams are going for a brawl fight. Looks like Mall Cops are going for a lot more SRMs, while the SPQR is going for a little more pinpoint. So, and I like the streaks coming out. That streaks is going to be really effective against the Piranha if they decide to focus on that. Again, they should see the cap flipping right now. But these team speeds kind of are matching a little bit. Looks like Wubby up here is just looking for a little scouting info. And I think they would have gotten it. Actually, shots coming up from the Hunchback 2C, trying to put a little bit of laser fire. I think that Hunchback 2C might get a little bit of caught out. No, maybe not. There's a little bit of hesitation coming from the Stormcrows. Looks like the main tonnage is over here for the Mall Cops. Let's see what they decide to do. Now, Hunchback 2C could just be bait. And here comes the Arctic Wolves and the Kitfox Purifier trying to hit a side flank. Does not look like SPQR is aware of it. It looks like Alfarius Cursor is the called target. A little bit of split fire coming out of split 9 fitting. Going for Hammer Fell. Looks like Alfarius Cursor already has a leg stripped. Now, Hedemana is having their problems of their own. Actually goes down first, but not... Ooh! Oh, that Piranha getting a nasty backstab on Great Authority. Looks like still continue to get backstabs. They need to try to take out Alfarius Cursor to at least get a skin in the game and to disable some of that firepower. Alfarius Cursor doing a great job protecting that leg. Split actually does get picked up by the Viper and the Kitfox. And looks like... Alfarius there goes down. Adelord actually helping out the Mall Cops picking up that kill. However, Saint Hanover is the last one alive. Close fight in the sense like the engage was pretty good, but I think a little bit of the split fire did not help. I'm not sure what the focus fire looks like. It was legs on this mech, but the side torso was get ripped open. Now looking from these other guys, unfortunately we won't be able to catch it, but it looked like it was a lot of back shots coming from that Piranha for SPQR. So very interesting. There's your match ID. Do not worry, you caught it. 230 damage coming from Andalard in that Piranha 2, getting some really good back shots. However, Wubby with 3 kills with the Viper, and it looks like 280 damage coming split with that Kitfox Purifier, followed up close by Saint Hanover with 257 damage on that Arctic Wolf Prime. So good damage, tough fight. Now we saw a lot of Arctic Wolves getting utilized by the Mall Cops, so they won't be utilized too many of them further on. I think they have 2 more left to be able to use the Hunchback and the Kitfox as well. Now, SPR did use just 1 Viper and 1 Piranha and 2 Stormcrow Lacerators, so let's see if they keep that going as we move on to our next map, which is a map of Great Fortune, Rubelite Oasis. Okay. No, I wasn't delaying so I can remember the map. What are you talking about? All right, and it looks like SPQR picking up yet another drop out of that match. They are definitely showing in the work and showing that there's a reason why they've been leading this division. And not to take away from 6 Leopold, or Leopold, why Leopold? 6 Leopard, they definitely did pick up a kill, and it was close to getting a second kill, I believe. And their engagement was there. I think they had a little more focus fire, and they would have had it. So don't count them out just yet. I mean, this is how it always starts. So that first drop 2. is always a kind of a difficult game to pull off. Like it can be stressful running with all those kind of quicker mechs. So Rebel Oasis could be very interesting because it is typically a ranged game. The cap is not theta for this one, but instead epsilon, which is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. You could make a brawl push, but it would be difficult to do so. Range is what you especially expect to see. Now team one once again has a little bit of advantage if they decide to do some kind of Docker strat, like Sun Spiders, or you could see maybe some Mad Cats coming in here. I don't think you're going to see any Giga Range. I think you're probably going to see Daka. Maybe you see like a little Laser Vomit Poker, like a Hellfire, Shadow Cat, something like that. But Brawl could happen. You got to have some speed, or you got to have the armor to take it if you're going to try to do some Brawl. Maybe we'll see Chica Kodiak. The range is kind of there. Personally, I would like to see some Mad Cats. I would like to see some interesting mechs. Ryan 2Cs could be a good one to pick up with. But yeah, like I said, I think we're gonna see a lot of like mid-range to somewhat long range, but maybe AC2 fire, UAC 2 fire. I could be surprised. It could bring some Gaussian lasers and change the whole script. Let's see if that works out. We'll see if that happens. Once again, the tonnage is now up to 300 tons. A lot of mechs have become available. Again, it's clan mechs only, so we're going to see what happens with that. But I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Honestly, I kind of want to see what Mall Cops actually pull off. Like they already showed that they really are comfortable with the SRM spam. SPR definitely seems like they're really confident with the pinpoint. So that kind of leads me to think that maybe we'll see some more SRM coming out of Mall Cops. Maybe we'll see some LB10s coming out, or like not LB10 specifically, but LBs in general. Maybe we'll see some just lots of Daka fire, you know, bring a bunch of UX to make it happen. Oh, I need to let her in. Uh-oh. All right, I'm a bad person. I left my wife outside for maybe longer than I should be happy about. 10 minutes. All right, y'all. Well, Mechwarrior Online, I hope you love me because I'm in trouble. All right, looks like we got Team 1 locked. Mall Cops ready to go. Ready to show that this is their mall. This is their territory. The SPQR is not welcome. Now it's up to SPQR to see if they're willing to be intimidated by that, or if they're just going to keep doubling down and keep putting out those wins. I see 310 coming out of SPQR. Now you could go as low as tonnage as you want, but you can't, unfortunately, have more than 300 tons for this drop. Let's see what they do. They're definitely thinking about it, that's for sure. There we go. There's the 10 tons. I was wondering what was going to happen. Now, same team's being brought again. I don't really see any change outs. A little organizing from the spawns. Alpha Bravo's the closest one to Epsi. So I would assume that we would see that. Team 2, SPQR taking their time, trying to figure out what they want to do. But yeah, it's exciting times for Mechwarrior Online. Competition is doing well. A lot of people are enjoying their games. Big turnout for Tournament of the Stars. And the next tournament is the World Championship, everybody. So be ready for that. AV8, Innister Clan, voting on maps, voting on what maps you don't want to play on, conquest modes, all the fun times. And there's someone out there, maybe me, definitely me, who has put out a YouTube video last year to show you how to actually sign up for the championship. Assume it's gonna be the exact same thing. Maybe I'll make another video just to keep it fresh, but yeah, championship should be a lot of fun, and it's always worth playing. Like even if you lose all of your games playing, you get buco rewards. So And I think that goes for all comp matches. And if you are one of those people out there who is curious about how to join competitive, MW Comp Discord, I'll probably provide a link at some point. Feel free to check out there. There's a lot of units within that Discord who can help you get involved. These teams in particular, Source of Sabers, a fantastic unit. Always welcome to get people involved. SPQR really like was a team that we met last year's championship, and they really brought it. They're really doing a good job improving every tournament. So I'm excited to see what these teams do. But yeah, get involved with comp, everybody. It's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's get rid of all this again, and let's get back into the action. But I have faith in the mall cops, 6 Leopard mall cops. I think they could pull it off. It is difficult to kind of like rally up after these couple matches, but it just takes one good win to really send it, you know. All right, Rubelite Oasis. What a map. Now, this is the spawn. It's FC. This is the cap that is going to be the contested cap. Now, like I said, there's a lot of different routes you could go to. For Team 2, this is one of the routes they can actually approach on. They can also take the high ground of Fox 6 over here. But Team 1, they have some pretty high advantageous positions, like a little bit of peeking from here to Epsilon, and great overwatch to FC from right here. So let's see what these teams do. All right, let's check out the mechs. We're gonna go through all the terrain real quick, no big deal. All right, so once again, the Piranha coming back from Andalard, probably run the same micropulse build, laser vomit build that we saw earlier. And my goodness, look at those summoners. I mean, we'll see some SRM 6s, 8 SRM 6s by Hammerfell. We got Nakatu with 8 SRM 6s as well. We have Kook Chaos with 8 SRM 6s, and lastly, Wubby with 8 SRM 6s. Looks like they're gonna take this G8 approach. Let's see if it's effective. Now, moving over to the 6 Leopard Mall Cops, what did they bring in? Ooh, got an Evan Jag. Love the little DK out front, running a UAC 20 and 5 medium pulse, a little bit of a brawl build. We got 4 UAC 2s coming from Poopinator, Brownstein, and the Sun Spider. Rifleman 2C, love to see Rifleman. 6 LB 2s. We have the Huntsman coming with 2 SRM 4s, 6 SRM 6s, and the Hunchback 2C8 coming back again for the Mall Cops, running 4 ER mediums, 2 heavy large. So we got kind of a mixed drop right here. We got a little bit of long range thanks to the Rifleman, and a little bit of long range thanks to the Sun Spider. Running 4 UAC2s, which is pretty devastating with the Sun Spider. Now Huntsman's kind of a brawl build, and the Jag is a bit of a brawl build, which might be a good buffer for these teams. It kind of just depends on the positioning. And then the laser bomb from the Hunchback could be really good as well. Now these summoners are coming in hot. Looks like the Prado went for a early game scout to see if they actually took the high ground. Looks like they don't see anything, so they don't know where they are exactly. Summoners are actually making a play for the FC cap right off the bat, which might work out for the Molotov, especially if they can get into a range position. Looks like they're taking an outside skirt kind of region. First shot's coming out from the Sun Spider. Now ideally they want to focus legs if they can. Now that is some extreme range. Legs are actually being focused, so well done. Coming out of, who was that again? That was Poopinator. Putting out some leg shots right off the bat, which is what they need to do. Now, here's the thing though. Now, it's going to be a little slow, maybe even a little boring for us. But all the SPQR has to do is not take damage. Kook Chaos, you hear me? Excuse me. It's sit on this cap and just wait. Now, what? No, I think they're already kind of wising into the idea. Now, all that the Mall Caps have to do is kind of keep spreading out. Keep trying to make sure that they can get a little poke and a little range and try to whittle them down as much as they can. What they do not want to do is maybe get in a little close. Because they should, seeing that the summoners, they should know roughly what's going to be. Maybe they might expect them to be UX, or like because you run the 2 UX 10s like the trial mech that's out there. But SRM 6s are pretty devastating. I assume they have the sensor range. Hammerfell, love your mech. Oh, good timing for that one. Looks like Hammerfell making the push, trying to get in close. Hedemana's pretty close. Now I'm seeing a lot of focus that looks like CT and not legs. That's fine. You just got to kill that mech. Greater authority though, being the brawl mech that they're trying to be, getting in close. Sunspider D does have some overwatch. Now Hedemana is being hit from all sides and does indeed go down. Hammerfell is close, but this is not where Mall Cops want to be. It's a lot of brawl, and unfortunately with the position that's going on, Poopinator is not able to give him any support. That's a lot of SRMs going on. Hammerfell is so low, dropping down to 39%. Hanover wants to get that kill if they can. It's possible Hammerfell is actually cooking their mech. Now, Poopinator is trying to put out what they can damage-wise. New Chaos is actually dropping quite low as well. Looks like that is the ire of Poopinator. CT open again. Assuming we're running into some jams because I'm not seeing any more return fire coming out of Poopinator. There we go. There's the shots, but not before, unfortunately, Split goes down as the Hunchback 2C was separated. Poopinator, though, taking up the kill on Hammerfell. They're just trying to whittle it what they can. Looks like that right leg is weak. If they can get that right leg off, that's a pretty big advantage for them. Oh, look at that range, though. Because it's all in range, and yeah, with SPR still having a light mech, being able to kind of get into the mess of it. And LR doing a great job with it. Both those legs on Nakatu pretty weak. Now, Piranhas they're pretty killy, but they do have a lot of weakness as far as like how glass can they be. However, it looks like we already see a leg coming out of the Poopinator. Poopinator seeing if they can scoop it up, but unfortunately does get legged out from Andalard. And again, close fight. Like, Mall Cops had the idea, they just had a range mech a little too close. I think that the range mech was back there with the Sun Spider. That might have been a little bit better, kind of try to force the receive to happen. But unfortunately, could not pull it off. They still got a kill, so they're not shut out of the game, which is always really good to notice. Poopinator was 775 damage. Well done, picking up the only kill for Mall Cops. 730 damage coming out of Wubby. Wubby was in that fight for so long. Well done, well played. Match stat ID up top. Here we go, moving into the next match. Pretty good. I mean, good fights. I like the ideas. I like the strats being played. I was curious to see how the Mall Cops' like mixed roster was going to work out. And to be fair, going for mixed rosters can 100% work. You just have to have pilots being very confident in their ability and knowing what position they are in relation to everybody else. So let's go ahead and swap out to the next map, which the next map is going to be River City. I'm gonna let them know we swapped sides. So Mall Cops is now gonna be team 2, and SPQR is gonna be team 1. So let's go ahead and get the swap going. Oh, I messed it up. There we go. No, I didn't mess it up. Haha, JK. Teams swapped.
You messed it up. You just messed up messing it up.
I messed up messing it up. Yes, that's it. You see, that support. Your friendly rogue coming in clutch once again. Oh yeah, we got to showcase that SPQR taking all the drops so far. Now, again, it's actually more about the points. Maybe if I catch this again, I'll focus more on that. But each of the drops do matter. Like, each of the drops do give you a good amount of points as well. So, and it does show you limited value. But I think if you guys want, next time I'll actually show more of the kills. How many kills each team has picked up. And maybe that would be a little more interesting. Insightful. It's not really good for tallying up points because again, each match goes in like 1 to 3 to 5 to 7 to 9. But you get the idea. Here we go. Let's see what these teams can do. All right, there we go. I was just making sure all the settings were done. So yeah, this is now 400 tons is what's allowed for this drop. So, and again, the cap for this one is in the center of the map and it's theta. So you can do quite a bit. There's a lot of high ground you can take advantage of. Team 1, which is what SPR has what they call the airport side, has a lot of good sniping positions and a lot of decent receive positions. You just gotta have that scouting info. Now this is where it gets interesting, right? Because you're kind of encouraged to use that tonnage, 100%, right? More tonnage does mean like bigger mechs, bigger guns. But what do you miss out on? Quick movers that can potentially give you info. So if you're not trying to process like how you are going to get that info with your bigger tonnage, you can put yourself at quite a disadvantage, especially if they take up a quick mech. So just kind of know that going to these fights, these matches, that info is king, is queen. My dog is very upset. My dog is agreeing with me. That's how serious it is. So I'm curious to see if both these teams actually bring that. I already see 395 tons could be an executioner. Ooh, 95 ton coming out. 400 tons being used on Team 1. Now, you can still map it out and still get your full 400 tons without showcasing that you are dropping low tonnage. You know, night gears could be a really good spot because again, range is really big here. You could do brawl. Brawl from Team 1 side is a little bit tougher because the hills in the bridge not always ideal, kind of forcing into choke points. Team 2, however, has a lot to play around with. They could brawl into the enemy team. They could run range. They could do quite a bit. So let's see what these teams do. Wish them luck. All right, good old River City. I honestly, I love their urban warfares. I wish there was just more of them. I want more. Anyways, let's see what these teams are dropping. Go ahead and check Team 2 side. I'm curious to see what they're bringing. But again, so this is River City, big old map. This is airport side, just to clarify again. You want to know why? Because it's a giant plane, so airports. You get it now. Theta is the cap, which Theta is right here, right in the middle. Both these teams can take up the high ground here or the high ground in what they call the upper city. Now, interesting enough, we do see not the upper city being taken, which is going to allow them to have a little more wiggle room coming out of Source and Sabers, aka the 6 Leopard mall cops. We got to see another Marauder 2C coming out, bringing in 2 LB20. Ooh, baby. 2 ER medium and a laser AMS. Another one being 5 ER medium and 3 ER large laser. And a Bloodhouse being 4 UAC 5s and 6 small pulses. So again, a little bit of range and a little bit of long range as well. We got a Hellbringer coming into play. Is this laser vomit? It is an interesting laser vomit with a little bit of small lasers to kind of help with close range. And once again, the Sun Spider. So again, we have like a mid-range deck with a little bit of close range possibilities. Now, that is a big information to know that they drop low. Let's see what SPR does with that. They are bringing a Timberwolf with 6 ER medium, 2 large pulse. Another Timberwolf with 6 ER medium, 2 large pulse. Another Timberwolf, 6 ER medium, and 2 large pulse. Oop, like damage. Nakatu, how could you do it to Wubby? And another Timberwolf with 6 ER medium and 2 large pulse. And then we see the cheeky Sniper Roost coming out from Q Chaos. Now let's see if they can navigate it without falling. Running 5 AC5s. Interesting build to run on top of this. Looks like they were able to manage to get up top of here. Now, the only thing that's bad about it is that these rocks, you do kind of have to sit on one of these rocks and see if you can utilize it. Now, Q Chaos, while they will have range, that's more of an info gathering spot if you're not running the range for it. So, really curious to see how this is going to shape out because we have more of a mid-range deck coming out of SPQR with a lot of laser vomit. AC5's going out. And you can see, like, look at that range. Look at how far they're shooting with those AC5s. I mean, credit where credit is due. We do see a little trace damage going to SPQR, while Mall Cops has only dropped down to 98% with a couple of their mechs. And they're just chatting it up. They're like, yeah, I'm right here. Love the camo scheme from Greater Authority. Really blends in the map. The 3 large laser is actually going to give them some really, like, they're going to have the better range out of everyone in this fight. Like, the Sun Spider is going to have a bit of good range because the UAC 2s going out. The Bloodhouse, I think, was running E-large lasers as well. No, 4 UAC 5s. 2 heavy larges, yeah. So, Great Authority, you're the only one who can poke and relatively poke optimally from this range. I mean, already we're seeing 93%, but it looks like SPQR is fine with this. They're okay with the range game being what it is, and maybe just not taking any of the trade damage back. A little tickle from those Bloodhouse, I like it. Large pulse coming out the Timberwolves, trying to let them know. Clive dropping it at 97%. Oh, there we go. Consumables going out. That's going to be really helpful for these teams. 95% coming out of Poopinator and the Brown Stain. Still laying them out with the dock up. You see that? Look how far they're shooting from. We do have Clive kind of moving up a little aggressive, trying to get into that optimal range with their DACA. Now, the DACA versus laser vomit, yes, the laser vomit gets a little pinpoint, but the DACA ideally should be hitting a little bit harder. Let's see if it's trading out okay. It's not bad. The Bloodhouse, I actually think the right torso is a little weak, if I remember seeing that correctly. No, it's actually a little more CT, 91% versus 94%. But these Timberwolves, realizing the Bloodhouse is on the right-hand side, is positioning forward, because again, they just need to scoop up a kill. Direwolf did give up on the high ground, so it looks like we're maybe seeing a push coming out of SPQR on the right side of airport. 91% out of Clive in the Bloodhouse, but 90% kind of Wubby in the Timberwolf. Looks like Clive, though, reading that position, repositioning coming out of the Timberwolves is actually making a play for Theta. They do notice that the Direwolf is not up high, so they're probably even utilizing that a bit. Great Authority moved up a little bit in range. They might now be in maybe slightly past optimal range of these Timberwolves, but still within well optimal range of the your large lasers. Now, ooh, I like the repositioning again coming out of these Timberwolves. So they are going to take up to these side hills. Look at that cross. It's beautiful to see. Now, we do have the Theta Cap coming out of the Mall Cops, and they still are kind of playing around it. They should be aware, like, it looks like Hetmana is being wise to it, and is trying to scout out where these Timberwolves are going, which I think is really important. The shots are finally going out. So Hammerfell is the first one to go in. It is looking like they're actually looking to almost brawl this fight. It's going to take a lot of damage in that transfer over. These Timberwolves are putting out a lot of fire, but that dock is going to start adding up as time goes by. Nakatu being forced to push back. Now, Hammerfell does have a nice little side flank, and the Direwolf should be moving up into position now. Hinamana actually dropped it to 74%. There is going to be a little crossfire coming out for SPQR, as that their Direwolf on the right is going to be able to get some maybe back shots, while Nakatu and Hammerfell are moving on there for Mallcop's 7 spot. But this mech is not afraid, going in with that right torso. Losing that right torso, unfortunate. I think that, oh, they still have a couple of the UAC 5s. But one UAC 5 coming into this. CT is now open. They do want to pull back. I don't know if they want to engage on this. They're going for it, though. Chad Bloodhouse does get taken out, but not before almost CTing and ripping off the side torso of that Timberwolf. Split playing a little bit of long range. Henamana, unfortunately, is now in the spot they don't want to be. I mean, they do have the LB-20s on that mech. That Direwolf, though, Coup Chaos getting a lot of good farm with that. And again, it's just the crossfire that's happening right now. Like, the initial push for the Timberwolves was punished for, but instead of, like, again, pulling back to receive this kind of push, they just let themselves be in the center. And unfortunately, they just got surrounded for it. Yeah, Coup Chaos able to keep Great Authority. Now, Poopinator still putting out that damage. Like, look at these Timberwolves on the right-hand side for them. Side torso ready to be popped. CT almost gone. Let's check out this mech. Somehow having an imaginary side torso there, but CT is indeed open. Able to get the flip back, and this is going to put it back into SPQR's heavy advantage. Again, all that Swords and Sabers needs to do is just pick up a couple more kills, and they'll be okay. Well, he's better off, I should say. Poopinator is still fairly fresh, too. They know where the weakened mechs are. They know they haven't crossed over. Maybe the play would be just to go back into city. It looks like Poopinator is maybe thinking about that. Split being able to put out some return fire. Nakatu left torso almost one touch. Poopinator giving up on that, looking for a peek instead. Here's what, yeah, I was gonna say, but SPQR again wising up to the audibles, is already repositioning, so maybe they can get them back into a crossfire. Alfara's Cursor, though, is going to take a lot of fire. Again, another CT open mech. That's all they need to do. They just need to pick a fight and kill it. But that Direwolf AC5s is unfortunately going to eat up Poopinator. But Poopinator does get the kill. Hellbringer coming into play now. Those AC5s are going to do more damage, but now without a limit of return fire coming in. It looks like they're trying to scoop up Wubby. If they can get it, that is getting more points for them. Like, they're not going for the Direwolf, but honestly, I can't blame them. The Direwolf is so tanky at this point. It looks like it's just split 9 versus a very angry and very vicious Direwolf. Coup Chaos, however, is still not quite CT'd open. Split giving his back armor. Hopefully they do have a little bit of back armor on him. Oh, legs are actually very weak. Split still looking for movement, seeing they can get around the corner before that Direwolf peeks them. Oh, it's so close. Because Split knows they do have the speed. Like, that Direwolf is maybe going maybe 50, 68 kph. What they want to do is try to see if they can find any of these Timberwolves, and they're still running with it. I love the speed they're utilizing. Big burn there, just another burn, and they can get that Timberwolf. Come on, don't be afraid. There you go. Very good Split. You know, I'm not biased, but I love underdogs. Wow, look at that armor, 31%. That Direwolf is trying to catch up to him. Wubby wisely waiting for him to peek his angle as opposed to like just viciously going for it. Oh, Wubby almost took the CT shot. I mean, Split, you almost had that, my dude. That was a very good ring around the rosy. Now, with how this works out, even though the cap is about to be decided in about a couple seconds, so it's going to go to SPQR. Very close game. Look at that. Hammerfell, 21%. Coup Chaos, yes. Precious out of all of them. That Darrow, 72%. But Wubby, 35%. Like, that almost was doable. Again, 6 Leopard Molotkovs. Like, these matches aren't as decisive as you might be thinking right now. I know your morale might be a little low, but just a little more focus fire, a little more preparing for audibles. Like, okay, if the team does this, what do you want to do? It doesn't have to be exact. You don't have to prepare for Timberwolves. You just have to prepare for maybe, hey, if they push us, where do we want to go? Like, you guys have some good ideas, and your strats are like, I feel like they could work. Like, Poopinator, 1,000 damage in a 5v5. Oh my gosh, that farm. But again, not to take away from SPKR, Kukat, 672 damage, and Nakatu, 625 damage. Well done, well played. Moving on. Let's move on to the final drop. But good games. I mean, SPQR, again, showcasing why they're on top, but I love that Molotkovs is not giving them easy games. I think that's very important, and you all should definitely appreciate because, again, Molotkovs is at the bottom of this division right now. But for them to be able to at least give the top in their division this much of a trouble, this much of a struggle is super important, and that's why you should never count on these teams. Like, again, just a little more cleaner, like, execution of their plays, and I think they can close this out 100%. Well, we're on to the final match. Alpine Peaks. Now, Alpine Peaks, normally Snipe Haven, and this will probably be Snipe Haven, but interesting enough, the cap point is over on the far right, and they have a gamma cap, which is very interesting place because it gives both teams Overwatch over the said gamma point and allows them to backdoor each other. There's a lot of like interesting strats and interesting movements that you could do, which I think is actually kind of like really cool. Like, I'm really curious to see what these teams bring to the fore. I mean, again, you could see a lot of Gauss, Yellow Arch Laser, absolutely. You could see Daka. We saw 4 Timberwolves coming to SPK, so we know they're not bringing Timberwolves. We did see 1 Direwolf, so maybe they bring Daros, maybe they bring Kodiaks, and we have not seen any Kodiaks so far, which has been a kind of a constant, at least in my division, Division D, and some of the lower divisions as well. So, was honestly a good fight. Lot of weak mechs by the end of it. Good stuff, everyone. I'm gonna keep up the morale for everybody. Love this. I'm super into this right now. Hey, everybody, come on! I need some excitement. I need some rooting, because SPKR is putting on a clinic. They're putting on a show right now for y'all. Really, like, you saw that Timberwolf movement, the summoners going in, a lot of like similar base mechs and stuff like that. And you know, and again, Swords and Sabers, aka 6 Leopard Molotkovs. I mean, they're putting in the work, they're putting in the time, and I love that they're actually not going for just pure themed mechs like pure laser vomit, pure SRM. Like, they're keeping it fresh and different by bringing different builds. Now, is it proven to be super effective? I mean, sure, debatable. But I think a lot of it kind of comes down to the individual pilot. Like, there's top division teams out there who are frustrating to play against because they're not doing all pure themes. They're running individual mechs, running individual builds. So personally, for a long-term concept, that stuff can 100% work. It just takes a lot of skill and takes a lot of effort. Let's say it's like a skill plateau you have to overcome. That's why going theme mechs and theme decks is really helpful, because it keeps everyone like, hey, we're all the same range. We all should be able to hit the same targets. We all should be able to know what we're bringing weapon-wise so we can share armor. So there's different reasons, different ideas why you run certain stuff. Big shock, right? But I like what both these teams are doing. And personally, I'm hoping that the Molotkovs pull it off. I want to see them to give us a nice little upset, because I think that would be great for the morale. And, you know, morale is fantastic. But even that last match, those Timberwolves, my goodness, like, their armor sharing was so strong. Like, those Timberwolves knowing that they were so weak in that advance, and those other Timberwolves knowing that they needed... When you have a mech moving up, and they're getting focused, they're getting hella dunked on, right? and your other mechs that could be firing, lay it on. Your teammate is literally soaking all the damage just for themselves, and that is your opportunity to at least return it in kind. So worst thing you could do is let your fellow teammate just waddle up, get decimated, and you don't give any return fire. No, we're not about that. We're not into that team concept. You got to put in the work. You got to put in a little bit of effort. So I honestly, Hammerfell went in, props to proper leadership, going head first, and they torso twisted that good old Timby as well as they could and managed to get into the cover. But those other Timbys, like Wubby moving up to put out shots, I think Nakatu was doing a fantastic job putting out shots. Like all of them were putting in a lot of good effort. And good chaos, I was wondering what that Darvel was going to do, because I didn't think that Sniper Roost was going to work out for him, but they potentially just did it for the info gathering, just to see what the enemy team might do and go from there. One fun thing that could happen, and a lot of teams are not doing it, not nearly enough. Team 2 could drop very low tonnage drop. They can run Shadow Caps, they can run Vapor Eagles, they can take advantage of the fact that they will see Team 1 lock in at heavy tonnage and be like, that's cool, bro. Let's see if we can deal with this. Especially on this map. This map is stupid for the value. That's right, Jude, I see you. But yeah, I'm excited for this game. I think they're going to do great. So right now, we're seeing a 480 tonnage possibly coming SPQR. They are locked. Let's see. Team 2 is locking at 420 tons, taking less tonnage, but probably to afford themselves a quick light mech or maybe even medium mech. Baby Eagles have been used by either of these teams a lot. Actually, at all. Baby Eagles are solid mechs, 55 tons. Not enough Shadow Cats, for sure. A lot of Piranhas being utilized, which is kind of cool, because I've always slept on Piranhas being good. Haven't seen any Generators in this fight. Haven't seen any Mistlings. I just realized that. A lot of Arctic Wolves, a lot of Timberwolves. A couple of Marauder 2Cs, which is cool. And there we go. They're locked at 420 tons. Blaze it. Go on to the next match. Alpine Peaks. It's a map that people never vote for in quick play, because usually it's the snipers who want the map. You can do a lot of fun stuff though. All right. I am curious to see what Team 2 is going to bring, so let's go check them out. Team 2 being the Mall Cops in this situation. Actually, we'll go to Team 1 right now. All right, Team 1, Hammerfell, Highlander 2CA. I'm so sorry. 2CA coming in. I wonder if that's, is that an ER PVC Highlander 2CA? Or is that going to be the Brawl build? Kodiak 3 coming out, Farius Cursor, so that's probably EC10 ER PVC or a Fort Goss rifle. Let's see. Fort Goss rifle, love it. Coop Chaos coming back in the Darrow, running the AC5s. Highlander coming in with 3 ER PVC and 3 SRM6 Artemis. Another Darrow with 6 AC5s. And lastly, another Highlander running 3 ER PVC, 3 SRM6 Artemis. So having a little bit of brawl ability while still maintaining a lot of range. Now, let's see what Mall Cops are bringing. So we got another Mirage UC bringing 2 Gauss Rollers. These are bringing that mid-range. Ooh, lovely. That's a good color scheme, Creator Authority. Running 2 UAC 22 EORs lasers. So again, kind of a mixed hybrid build. We got the Sun Spider coming back in, 4 UAC 2s. Another Mirage UC with 2 UAC 2s and 2 EOR PCs. And the Death Strike running 2 Gauss, 2 EORs later, and 4 small Pulse. Laser AMS included. Interesting. So neither team going for a quick mech on this map, which means neither of them care to get Gamma. At least I don't think so. And again, Mall Cops bring kind of like a hybrid build, but ooh, I like this already. So you might not notice, but this is all play area, right? And here we go with these teams looking to march up here to utilize this high ground. And this high ground is actually not bad. Now, I'm a little worried for the Marauders 2Cs because, again, it's the low mounts. Low mounts might have a little bit of difficulty here, but there's just so many places you could peek on this side, and you're raining down on these teams over here. Now, as far as range propositions go, I mean, the AC5s will not be quite in range. The Highlander 2Cs with the ERPCs will be, and the Gauss Rivers of the Kodiak will be. Looks like we're seeing some F10 G9 positioning coming out. Maybe Nakatu is going to do a little browsing on the right-hand side to see if they're coming around the corner, or they're just going to take this G9 position right here. But I like what this is happening with this shaping up ready. Like, pretty quick move of these Scorches going up here. I mean, again, we have, like, the UAC2s might be a little bit at max range, and the UAC20s definitely are. 2 ELR's lasers, interesting, though. 2 ER PPC, like, they have range, they just have brawl ability as well. Like, Clive, I think it's the most ranged mechs. Hedemana already getting shot. Oh, Hedemana's got a pretty decent reputation or weapons build as well. Hammerfell actually taking a pretty far reach over here. And so yeah, just to clarify, you could just because people are probably wondering like why you could have like the low tonnage. Yeah, you don't have to take the low tonnage off. You could purposely take the lowest tonnage if you want. They could all be running piranhas. Well, not all piranhas, like piranhas and a Mislinks if they really wanted to. Looks like they were. I kind of like this patience we're seeing now. Hedemana wants to put out shots. Poopinator is also trying to help out, but they're all trying to get up high and peek together. It looks like Hedemana taking the most damage, but poking back out again. Oh, interesting. Rear CT being hit. Must be the splash damage. Maybe an over twist from the ERPC connecting. Ooh, and Wubby moving up for the cap. I think that's a really smart play. It's going to force them to look down and try to get the cap. But it also forces, unfortunately for them, Source and Sabers, the 6 Leopard and Mulcops, is that if SPR wants to, they can literally just disappear. They could sit back now and wait for them to go for the cap. Like, the cap being in their favor puts them on the clock. And it looks like, to not be disappointed, Clive is going down. Seems like they were actually hoping for something like this to happen, is that they're going to pick up a kill off of this mech and take a mech out of the match right away. Now, I think the ERPCs coming from this Highlander does have some Overwatch over Gamma, but it's really going to be the Direwolf right here, the AC5s, the Kodiak 3 with the Fort Gauss rifle, and lastly, the Highlander 2C with the other ERPCs. But Wubby, in a world of hurt right now, looks like they're trying to weaken Clive. Wubby is going to be doing a lot of damage on the mech. Split coming in to share that armor, though, going for it. That side torso is off. Backshots coming in. Backshots happening everywhere. Clive still being the focus on the range mechs up on the ridge. And Wubby does indeed going down. Looks like they're trying to score the points for this. Like, if they can get these points, that would be good. But artillery strikes coming out of SPQR does deny the cap for a moment. Clive is down to 1 large laser and 1 medium pulse, small pulse, excuse me. And unfortunately, there's not enough cover. As you can see, like, there is just enough of a peak from there that they could slap the mech down. They weren't able to get the flip on the cap either. So again, SPQR once more doesn't actually have to engage on these fights if they don't want to. Hedemana still taking the high region. Looks like the closest mech for SPQR is a 76% Kodiak. Poopinator trying to show some aggression, trying to give their team a little room to move up. Great Authority are also doing the exact same thing. Now, this ERPC is going to be really hot in a brawl fight, so if they want to make a DACA push out of this, they could. Great Authority, unfortunately, getting a little caught on that side. Direwolf, but they have another Direwolf. That's the only thing that makes this even tougher. Like, if it was just ERPCs and just Gauss Rifle, Poopinator might be able to pull off a lot of value off of this, but being CT'd open and they still have a Direwolf of the 6 or 5 AC5s, like, Gauss shots are hitting them. Yeah, the Gauss shots coming out, taking out Poopinator. Split, looks like they're at 47%. Looking for maybe an angle on that Kodiak. Yep, with 2 UAC-10s and 2 ERPCs, see if they can hit him as they approach. Funny enough, Hedemana is actually keeping their head down still with that Kodiak. Left torso is open, and then Greater Authority. But again, I'm assuming they are aware of the cap is gone. Like, they don't have that cap. And again, SPQR, they are taking these trades, they are taking this damage out, but they don't technically have to. 69% with Kook Chaos, but looks like they spread that armor well. Looks like the armor is spread well for Alfarius Cursor as well. Again, it's kind of interesting thing. So Malkops traded the high ground to pick up that kill on the Direwolf EV, which I don't think is a bad call. It's just unfortunately it seemed like they didn't know what to do after that. Like the Sunspider had the idea for the push, and I think that was a good idea for the push, but no one else was in a position to really do it. Looks like it's back down to Het Mana, doing their best to make that Marauder 2C chassis work with all their side torsos open, CT open. The only person that could potentially be close is maybe the Kodiak, but the Kodiak hitting with 2 Goths, like hit after hit, is going to do a lot of damage. CT almost open. There goes the side torso from the ERPPCs. Their only hope is that maybe they can scoop up a kill, but as I looked away, Alfarius Cursor in that Kodiak with the 4 Gauss rifle does indeed pick it up. And once again, SPQR cleaning up this fight, losing a mech in the process, so it was not a complete shutout once again. Malkops showing that they're at least able to put out some value, some damage out there, just not quite enough to secure the victory. Alfarius Cursor doing 730 damage with that Kodiak. Very impressive considering the Kodiak's 4 Gauss. And Poopinator trying to make sure they keep their team in it with 486 damage. Good damage coming out of them as well. But again, it's just tough fights, especially when you have that much suppression of ERPPCs and Gauss rifle. But there we go. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, those beyond the binary, we have ourselves a tournament match, and it was again by Yuntow. I haven't done it in a while. I definitely am a little rusty, I will admit. But all I care about is focusing on these teams doing well, having fun, and putting on a good show for us. So while this was a tough fight for Malkops, I really am proud that they were able to get some points. Like, hats off to them, happy claps, all that and vibes. That was some good shooting. Yeah, then unfortunately, Pendamon is saying they were shooting through the hill. There's a really unfortunate hill clipping on that map. The hill clipping on that map is very unfortunate. It is a known issue, but thanks for letting me cast. Tough games, but exciting games nonetheless. Oh man, and they did. I mean, again, Malkops. Agreed. I think everyone could agree that we love the hill clipping. Should be fixed 100%. But yeah, that's it, everybody. So SPQR, well done. You're showing why you're in top of the division. You putting out scrims. Even 2D20 has been blessed to scrim against you, and you give us a run for our money. And we're supposed to be a division higher than y'all. So SPR is definitely putting in a lot of good work to try to make this stuff happen. But again, Malkops, you still got one more week. I believe in you 100%. You have an idea. You have the strats. You have the mech builds, and you have the pilots to perform them. Just refine just a little bit. Think about not necessarily what your winning con is, but just what if. What if they do this? What if they do that? Where do we just go? Doesn't have to be exact. Doesn't have to be very specific. Because again, you guys were close in a lot of these fights. Like, these matches were pretty nice. But unfortunately, SPQR. I mean, not unfortunately for SPQR. You did a fantastic job. All right, y'all. This is it for me. Thank you again, SPQR. Thank you again, Leopard Malkops. I'm so sorry. It's such a great name, but it's a mouthful and it keeps getting me. But thank you both for allowing me to cast. It's been a long time for me. Like, I think I casted maybe one game during Blood League, but I haven't been doing it in a while. But if you enjoyed it, you like the excitement I bring, keep me in mind for other casts, as I will eventually have a free schedule at some point in my life, and I'll be able to do more for you guys. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Remember, no matter what's going on in the world or what's happening, I'm doing my best to be here. So thanks for keeping company. Thanks for rooting these teams. And maybe I'll see you in a match. Later.